And a question tonight: should Texas youth camp simply not have been sleeping in sleeping cabins in a floodplain? Well, that is one question that state lawmakers are asking right now. Tonight, KENS 5's Andrew Moore explains why the answer is not so simple. Andrew?
On the morning of July 4th, Camp Baltimore had 318 kids near the Guadalupe River. They were on high alert, but they did not move those kids because they did not need to.
My daughter, who is an assistant director, received a text at around 1:30. Our full-time staff were up and on high alert.
Camp Baltimore started moving canoes off the river before 2 a.m. as the rain came down. But owner Meg Clark told lawmakers on the Recreation and Tourism Committee the kids were still safe.
All of our camper cabins, which are located above the river, did not take any flood water.
The camp is close to the river, but as this FEMA flood map shows, the cabins are not in any floodplain. That led lawmakers to ask a simple question.
Should one of the standards be that you just don't have overnight accommodations in the floodplain?
Still, no one on the invited panel had a resounding yes.
Prohibiting any bunkhouses in the floodplain would be a very fail-safe mode.
Likely because of the way camps would be affected. At Camp Mystic, almost the entire northern part of the camp is in some type of flood zone. At Camp La Junta, multiple buildings and at least one cabin were in the 500-year flood zone. And Camp Champions near Marble Falls, which Mr. Steve Baskin owns, is almost entirely in a flood zone, though half of it is in the 500-year zone. So here was his response to banning cabins in flood zones.
I don't think that's the right rule to promulgate. I think if there's an ability to differentiate between floods that race, that rage, different than rise like bathwater and don't get above a certain level.
So if lawmakers want camps to move their cabins, they will likely get more pushback.
And lawmakers in the Senate will be meeting in the Disaster Preparedness and Flooding Committee tomorrow, so we'll have to see if they're trying to make any major changes to Texas camps. Henry?